So it's the holiday season, and I figured I'll rank my top 5 favorite Christmas songs. First of all, let me give an honorable mention to Alexander O'Neal. His Christmas album, My Gift to You, released in 1988, produced by the great Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, is a wonderful, underrated R&B Christmas album. If you haven't heard that album in a while, if you haven't heard it at all, check it out. My Gift to You is a fantastic song. Sleigh Ride is a fantastic song. Shout out to Alexander O'Neal and the great Jam and Lewis. So let's get into the list. Number 5, Christmas Rap by Curtis Blow. Now before LL Cool J, Curtis Blow was the top solo rap star. Run from Run DMC, they called him the son of Curtis Blow. Like Curtis Blow was that big. But over the years, outside maybe Basketball, the rap song Basketball that he made back in the day, we really don't hear Curtis Blow's music too much. But every year, you're going to hear Christmas rap on some R&B or hip hop station. Mostly R&B stations play Christmas rap. Man, that thing, I don't know how long that thing is like 15 minutes long. But that's how they rap back then, man. This freestyle for like 15 minutes. And, you know, they always talk about Mariah Carey I think they said Mariah Carey makes like $3 million a year with All I Want for Christmas. I often wonder how much money does Curtis Blow makes off that song. It's not Mariah numbers, but the fact that song gets played every year, the streaming alone, and people downloading it, like I do wonder, like, you know, that's probably Curtis Blow's biggest check. He's like, ooh, check kind time's coming. It's the Christmas season. so that's my number 5. Number 3 and 4 are kind of the same. They deal with loss. Number 4 is Prince's Another Lonely Christmas. Prince is always revered for his singing, his performance, his guitar playing. But I think he's very underrated when it comes to writing. Another Lonely Christmas, which I think was the B-side to Purple Rain. Figure that out. Can you imagine you got Purple Rain out and on the B-side is this song? We had this 21st century, Billboard had this 21st century greatest artists of all time in the 21st century. There's nobody on that list better than Prince. I don't care if you're a Swiftie or Bay High person, and they're fine. No, they can't top that dude. If Prince was around in the 21st century, everybody'd be cooked. Cooked. But yeah, so Prince doesn't get enough love for his pen game, man. It's a somber song. He lost the love of his life on Christmas. Darling, darling, you should have been there. It's so sad, but it's the instrumentation on it, so good. Number 3, it's kind of the same, a little bit different. Wham's, featuring Andrew Ridgeley and the great George Michael, Last Christmas. It's 40 years old now. So it's like Another Lonely Christmas, I think. No, Lonely Christmas is like 85. But yeah, that song, this is a breakup song, and George is basically saying, well, he said, last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day, you gave it away. Oh, this year, I'm saving my tears. I'm giving it to someone special. Bruh. It's like, screw you, man. I loved you. And this what you do to me after Christmas? George Michael doesn't get, because I think Wham and Duran Duran are very much the same, where they were good-looking dudes, and people can't get past the fact that they did this stuff on their own. Like Duran Duran is an excellent band, and they wrote and produced all this stuff, at times with assists from Niles Rodgers. Let's get to A View to a Kill. Wham is just totally self-contained. It's George Michael. He's almost like Prince, where when you look at that 21st century greatest list, George would be in the top. George's vocals is fantastic, but I think people forget his writing game. This dude wrote Careless Whisper and Faith and Last Christmas. And, and I think what happened when he went solo is I think he kind of missed Andrew, because one of the things with Wham was they were so huge, but he always had Andrew at his side to share it with. I think when he blew up with Faith and it was just him, I think he didn't have that sounding board with him. And I think as the years went along, I think that's how he kind of got a little bit more disgruntled in the industry, because he didn't have no one to share it with, that shared like, oh my God, what am I going to do? With Wham, they shot like a rocket. Like they had Wham UK, we had Wham Rap the first, and then we get to the second album. And the Make It Big album, Wake 'Em Up Before You Go, Careless Whisper. I think On Your Man is on the second album. But man, I love George Michael. Man, so good. Number 2 It's not Christmas unless I hear number one and number two. Number two, Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. It is pure 60s girl group swing. It is full Ronettes. It is full Phil Spector, Wall of Sound. I love that song. Jimmy Fallon recently had a weird Christmas special. But towards the end of it, he showed a clip of when Mariah Carey, I think it was when he did Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, and he did, him and the Roots were doing, playing songs with school instruments. Even when you heard All I Want for Christmas Is You with school instruments, you just like, oh my God, this song, and you just start swinging away. Oh my God. And when that song first came out, I think like 91, 92, when that first came out, you had no idea this song was going to last forever, but you knew it was a good song then. I will never get tired of that song. I know it's a big thing now. It's like, oh, Mariah Carey, the Queen of Christmas. But I'm telling you, I would never, ever get tired of that song. Is it my favorite Mariah Carey song? Probably not. But is it in my top 5? Yeah. It's that good. That good. It deserves, when it says, oh, it's number one here and number one, it deserves it because it's such a fun Christmas song. Fun. Now we get to know number one. Now again, you have great songs. You have The Temptations, Silent Night. You have Nat King Cole's The Christmas Song. You have staples like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman. And those songs are all wonderful and great. But for me, if you say, Kevin, you can only listen to one Christmas song for the rest of your life, what is the greatest Christmas song ever? It is Donny Hathaway's This Christmas. It is not Christmas to me unless I hear Donny Hathaway's This Christmas. I can hear Mariah Carey say, wow, it's Christmas time. I got to hear Donny Hathaway. If I don't hear Donny Hathaway before Christmas, it is not Christmas at all. Now, the younger folks, Chris Brown made a remake of This Christmas, and the young folks love his rendition. And listen, if you love the Chris Brown version, that's fine. It's generational. I totally understand it. Donny's came out in the early 70s. I totally understand. But man, Chris Brown can't hold a candle to the Donny Hathaway version. In fact, it's not just Chris Brown. It's every person who's tried to remake that song. It's the same thing with Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas. There's a lot of people who try to remake that song. You can't make that song better. The same thing with This Christmas, Donny Hathaway. The vocal on Donny Hathaway is one of the purest, most beautiful vocals you will ever hear in R&B. And Donny Hathaway, you got to think in the midst, think about who he had to battle in the early 70s. Stevie Wonder, Al Green, Marvin Gaye, Curtis Mayfield, Isaac Hayes, Barry White, the Jacksons, the Dramatics, the OJs. R&B is so simple today to take over, and no one's done it yet. You're Donny Hathaway, and you're competing against those guys. Oh, my God. But that's how great that talent was back then. But the one thing that Donny Hathaway has over those guys, to me, he's made the greatest Christmas song ever. Even if you take Donny Hathaway's vocals out, and why would you? The instrumentation of that, I wish there was footage of how those dudes, the band he had in there, the instrumentation, what fun they had making that song. I'm sure they felt like, man, this is it. Now, tragically, Donny Hathaway died. He had mental health issues. But man, he got two legacies. He got his first legacy, of course, is Layla, the beautiful Layla Hathaway. But his main, after Layla, it's This Christmas. I mean, he has a trunk load of hits too, but man, This Christmas to me is fantastic. Just when he sings that, for me, da 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 da. Take a hand. Because he starts so slow too. He's like, bang on the mistletoe, I want to get to know you better this Christmas. Oh! There's nobody better than Donny Hathaway at Christmas. So tell me your favorite Christmas song. Is it on this list? Is it others? What did I forget? There's so many. And tell me what's your favorite. Do you love the Chris Brown version, which is fine, but which is better, Chris Brown or Donny Hathaway? For me. Da, 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 da.